Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.
Let's go!
What is going on, guys? How are you guys doing? So, today's video is kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Last weekend was EVO 2024, right? So, EVO, it's still pretty fresh on our minds, and today's video, it's not strictly a fighting game specific video, right? I know 90% of my channel is fighting game content, but the other 10% is just games I like to, I like to cover. So today's video is about Capcom, right? Just the company in general, because, EVO, it was big for a lot of fighting game companies, but Capcom in particular had a really good weekend, right? And the reason why I say that is because, well, a couple of things. The first thing I already talked about in my EVO announcements video, and it's that SVC Chaos is getting re-released, right? And this is a little lesser-known Capcom SNK crossover game, right? Where it's not amazing, right? It honestly isn't. It's like a 7 out of 10 game. But the roster of characters is so weird and interesting that it deserves a mention, right? Like, this is a crossover game where you have characters like Mega Man Zero and Hugo, right? Also, Dimitri from Darkstalkers. He's the only Darkstalkers rep in this game. Really interesting, right? Really weird. But some other things happen. Oh, by the way, I kind of just jumped into this video. Do me a favor. Leave a like. Subscribe if you guys like Capcom games. If you guys like fighting games. That'd help me out a ton. So, I would appreciate that. But as I was saying, SVC Chaos, it got a re-release and it shadow dropped this weekend. But also a couple other things happened. The first thing I want to talk about, or technically the second thing, because, we already talked about SVC Chaos. The second thing is that in a interview, I can't even, let me compose myself really quick. Basically, they said that Marvel vs. Capcom, we are in the timeline where another Marvel vs. Capcom game could happen, right? They didn't outright come out and say it, right? Like, hey guys, we're working on Marvel vs. Capcom 4. That's not what they said, right? But they did say, in a lot of corporate speak that would not get them in trouble, that we're in a timeline where that could happen, right? It is a possibility that we can get a new Marvel vs. Capcom game, right? Then they go on to say that it is a possibility that we can get another Capcom vs. SNK game, right? So the two things that we thought, could possibly happen, the two dream scenarios, right? A Marvel vs. Capcom 4 and a Capcom vs. SNK 3, those cards are in the deck, right? Those things could happen, right? And they basically came out and straight up said it, right? They're like, hey, we're not going to tell you that we're making these things, but those are in the cards, basically. That's basically what they said. I have snippets from the article here. I got these from Event Hubs. But this was like the big news this weekend, right? Because dude, what? That's some crazy stuff right there, right? So the other thing I want to talk about, because this game dropped literally last week, right? So EVO kind of overshadowed it a little bit, right? Which, of course it did. It's EVO. But Path of the Goddess came out, right? And Path of the Goddess, it's that weird game that Capcom was working on, right? It's just soaked in Japanese mythology, right? And it's like a weird game that Capcom was working on. It reminded a lot of people of Exoprimal, right? Where it's a game that Capcom, they basically threw out there. No one was really asking for it, but it's actually pretty good, right? It's weirdly good. A lot of people are talking like this is their new game of the year or something like that, right? So I've been playing this all weekend, on and off, and this game is awesome, dude. Basically, it's like a mix of Pikmin and tower defense, but also Devil May Cry, because your main character, he's like a brawler, right? He's the samurai that has all these combat options and stuff, and basically you get to deputize the villagers in these villages that you're liberating, and you basically give them a mask, and that mask assigns them their class, right? So there's an archer, or a warrior, there's a ninja, right? Super cool and interesting, right? And a lot of people thought this game would be weird, and that Capcom, they're straying from the path of the goated path that they're currently on. Nah, bro. Nah, man. This game is amazing, right? So this is just a quick PSA, right? While we were all at EVO, having a great time, right, enjoying the fighting game announcements, Capcom dropped another game, which is Path of the Goddess, right? So if you guys are interested and you guys do like Capcom stuff, I highly recommend it. I'm still playing through it, but this game it's beautiful, it's fun, right? Hey, bro, that centipede level though, that level sucks ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate that centipede, dude. Dude, what an asshole. Anyway, guys, that's the video. What do you guys think? Do you what do you guys think about the about Capcom actually acknowledging Marvel vs. Capcom and, you know, Capcom versus SNK, right? That we might be, you know, slated for new games in that series. I believe that we are. I think they're already happening. If I'm being honest with you, like no BS, just being straight up with you guys, I think something is already in the works. You know, they can't just straight out tell you, but, you know. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.